And in this video, you'll learn more about the standards for the OGX, what is the main deliverables that you need to deliver in order to get this standard completed. And the first standard is the personal goal setting. So you know already description, the home entity has provided a space for global setting, goal setting based on the leadership development assessment results. And the question that your customer will get in the survey, it is, did you set personal goal setting at the beginning of your experience? What you need to do in order to deliver this standard in the right way, to ensure that the P has a set personal goals based on their leadership development assessment. What exactly and how the procedure is happening. This is a list of things that you must be covered in the personal goal setting meeting. So first of all, you need to review the LDA that you have already for the meeting prepared. Facilitate discussion to assist EP in determining personal goals. So you can bring as well the job, and you need to bring the job description of the project or the opportunity they're going for, and to see what exactly they want to develop out of the leadership qualities, and as well for the skills, behaviors, or the strengths, weaknesses that they have. Focus on the strengths, not on the weaknesses during the discussion, and as well if they want to develop something, so how they can develop it with the help of their strengths. That's why if you understood already for the personal goal setting, you need to define with the your exchange participant what is the strengths and weaknesses they have. And most of all, during all the space, it is EP should talk 80%, and you need to talk as the EP manager only 20% during the meeting, because then they need to come out of the result and what exactly they want to develop by themselves, but not you telling them. Yes, of course, in some situation you can get it faster, but this is people who will be on the project, and this is who need to work on it. As well, based already on the things that they want to develop, you can offer a solution or give the example of the situation when the people can develop it, like, and how they can get out of this situation. So when a P can develop unchosen qualities, so it's one of the four skill or the behavior. So basically, if you have all these points covered during your space for the personal goal setting, and you have declared output, and you share the output with the OGX, so you make sure that this standard is delivered, and people can come back to the personal goals. So what exactly you need to do in order to deliver the standard? It is, first, before meeting the with the EP, ensure that you understood what the LDA is. Review the slides after this, and review very good, like, the qualities that your EPs has, what the score, and bring it to the meeting. Review your EP's LDA score and present questions to assist in facilitating the conversation. So you already prepare some questions that you think will be helpful in order to get to them, like what exactly the quality they want to develop on. The facilitate a personal goal setting meeting with your EP to educate the EP on what the LDA is, and determine what their goals are. So first of all, here I would recommend you to have at the beginning of the meeting of the whole, have the meeting and the discussion with the EP how to take the LDA, why they need to take it serious. And after for the meeting of the personal goal setting, they already have the real and ready LDM in order to work with. Uh, and the last point is track the goals and utilize them through their exchange experience. Why? Because then it's like you will use LGA a lot of times, and as we were talking before in the video, that in order to understand if the people are developed, it should be there should be some touch points in order to evaluate it. So what is LGA? The LGA is the survey that provides a breakdown, both a score and percentage, of your skills in terms of the four leadership qualities. The LGA provides the individual the opportunity to understand their strengths and identify the leadership qualities which they want to further develop during their experience. Why do we have the LDA? ASIC is a leadership development organization, and it is important that we are able to measure whatever we have fulfilling this objective. The analysis of initial and exit LDA provides the insight into the extent and which we're developing the leadership in the experience we provide. So when we are talking about the leadership, how we make sure that we know that we are developing this leadership, and this is how we know. This is through the LDA survey and how people are fulfilling it and how people are getting into it. So when exactly we are using LDA? First, EP fills out the LDA before approval, and during the personal goal setting is the standard number one, and this is the standard what we are talking now, and lead based on the LDA results before the realization. So basically, it's outgoing preparation seminar, that is standard two, and when EP is abroad during the realization. So here you have two standards, a standard 4 incoming preparation seminar and standard 5 development spaces with opportunity provider. And the last standard when you're using the LDA, and like it is the completed LDA, so before it was the initial LDA results, here it's completed, is the previous Isaac Home, that is standard 6. We are going to the second center, that is outgoing preparation seminar. So description is the home entity must offer an outgoing preparation for leadership development of an EP, including space for ASIC purpose, ASIC way explanation, before EP leaves for internship. And the question that your customer will get is, did ASIC in Homel's name, is like in ASIC Neverland, invite you to preparation before you went abroad? But what exactly you need to cover during the OPS obligatory in order to make sure that your EP is fully prepared for the internship and you prevent all possible cases, issues, misalignments, and the person is educated how to go through the internship. So what is required? EP attends the seminar to educate them about Isaac and prepare them before the exchange. What is the checklist and the topics that you need to cover? So what Isaac is, it's as well in the description, it's Isaac Way, Isaac LDM model, the standards in the auto journey, LGQ, lead based on the LDA. So this is what we were talking about, the personal goal setting and the standard 2. Culture preparation, so mostly it's about the culture shock and to ask the ICX as well, send you information about the countries where people are going, expectation setting, if what they need to prepare, in case like if the issues happening, how it should go, and preparation for brand advocacy, so how they need to collect the showcasing, and that they need to collect it, that where they need to send it. Isaac Experience app. We have the Isaac Experience app, and that they can download, and they need to download as soon as they approve. XPP, Exchange Participant Policies, the education about the standards, and education about the crisis management. So if the crisis happens, the issue happens, what they need to do, how they need to react, and how they need to communicate with you. And step by step is at minimum approximately 1 or 4 weeks before the EP is going to leave, host an outgoing preparation seminar. Ensure that EP has been educated and prepared for their exchange, and track the outgoing preparation seminar as an event on the Salesforce. Yes, that's why you can, if you have the big outgoing preparation seminar, maybe you can invite media, or you can invite externals, or maybe you can invite the some EPs in process, so it will be easier to convert them further. And the last standard is the brief with the Isaac Home, the last standard that we provide. So the description is the home entity must offer a debriefing for leadership development of the EP, including space for checking on personal goals at the end of the internship. So if you remember, this is the standard where you can use the and you need to use the completed leadership development assessment, LDA. And the question that your customer will get in survey it is, did Isaac in Neverland contacted you at the end of your experience? So, what is required in order to provide this standard? EP has a meeting with the home LC to discuss about their exchange experience and to provide feedback. Remember that I was talking if it's GTEP and the EP is hired and never come back to Portugal, make sure that you will provide the debrief by Skype. So it's of course not the best option, but you're providing the standard and you finishing the experience of the person. It's obligatory. So what exactly you can talk during the space? It's LGA progress. So you already need to prepare the LGA results completed and to check with the personal goals that they set it at the beginning of the experience, feedback on their exchange experience so we can understand what exactly you can develop, how you can develop your partnership and improve, and discussing future opportunities in ISEC. So mostly it is opportunity to join the organization, to take GVGT or GE products or become the global host. It's collect the materials and again educate about the standards because afterwards they need to fill the complete survey. But if you're fulfilling of the code delivery part and you have spaces both before the internship and after the internship, like in the end of the internship to fulfill the standard. So it means that you will miss only the standard as the debrief with Isaac Home. So the people can come back during this phase as well and to put the standard because this is what you're doing right now, you're debriefing them and then you have the completed experience. So what you need to do in order to make sure that the brief is happening. After EP arrives home, schedule a meeting with the person. Discuss the topics and run through the exchange experience with them to gather the feedback and follow up with the EP 2 weeks before membership recruitment to determine if they would like to be interested in becoming a member. Tell them again about GTGB, GE opportunities and the global host opportunity in order to upsell our products. And the last standard for the OGX is insurance. So description is the home entity ensures that the EP has a valid insurance policy to cover basic medical costs for the duration of the exchange. And the question that your customer will get is, have you purchased insurance for the period of your stay? So if they bought it, but we need to be very careful here because if people are going to the European Union and they have the Portuguese insurance as well that is covering the European Union and like the Schengen, everything is working. So you need to get to know if they can use their insurance from Portugal in other countries, European countries. If they can, it means that they don't need to buy the insurance. That's why you need to point out it during the preparation with the EP that, okay, you will have the question, but you don't need to buy, so you have it, so you need to press yes because you have it. Because people see that, okay, I didn't buy, and the question is if I bought, so I will put no, but they have it. That's why the standard is fulfilled. So in these tricky situations, make sure that you explain them very well and educate your customer. And the checklist, how actually they know that insurance is like they aware about insurance. So first, what does their insurance cover? What does their insurance not cover? What is the procedure if they need to file a claim to their insurance company? And what is the contact information of their insurance company? So in case something happens, better not to, but in case something happens, they ever have to use their insurance and they will use it in the correct way. So this is the space with um, the standards for the OGX. But as I was telling before, we have a lot of standards for the ICX. And as well, what the bottleneck we are facing, that people are not coming back to the platform. So how you make sure that people will come back to your platform? So that's why one of the solutions is to organize the spaces for the EP, even the outgoing preparation seminar or the last touch point that you will have with the EP, to educate again about the standards and EP or those space go to the completed, because completed survey already appears after being approved, and fill the standards from the OGX and ICX side, what they already received, like the expectation setting and maybe the visa and work permit from the ICX. They already need to receive it before the internship, before being realized. And all the standards for the OGX, except the debriefing, they already need to receive before they realized. So the standards they already can fulfill. And in the end of their experience as well, to have the space as the ICX in order to fill the standards that they were receiving during the internship. So it means when the person is coming back to the sending entity, they are lacking only one standard to fulfill, is the brief. And that means that you have 100% of response rate for the survey. But don't forget about the NPS survey as well, not only the completed. And yes, the only thing that you need to do is to track ICX to be aligned, to have very good code delivery framework, because 12 of your standards are provided by the ICX. And if you don't track, then in the end, you will have the surprise as not completed the experience. So make sure that you know all these, and see you on the next video.